Good morning, good afternoon. I'm going to make a feeble attempt to play my intro song. Let's see if it works. And why am I saying that? I'm saying that because this morning, for whatever the reason, my internet connection has been questionable. Back in a minute. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi, this is Jan. Welcome to another episode of Save Money and More with Jan channel. How you doing today? One of the things I like to do after a long weekend, like a long, let's say a specific holiday weekend, for example, we have three patriotic type of holidays that come up. We just recently completed Memorial Day, which is a very, important day to remember all those that have served and given up their life. And, we acknowledge it in a special way. And also, of course, we have before you know it, July 4th, right? Turn around. That'll be here before you know it. And then, of course, we have Labor Day. So, in my mind's eye, I like to have little celebrations, whether they're smaller or larger, it doesn't matter. It's some form of acknowledgement. But I do have a method that I like to use after, let's say, one of those picnic type parties. I don't believe in food waste. Now, I can almost practically bet that anyone listening to this broadcast is in total agreement with me about avoiding food waste. All right. So some of the meals that I am making to plan this week include stuff that I've had left over from this prior weekend, like little celebration type foods. So here we go. Today is Tuesday that you're listening to this, right? Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day. Just happens to be my daughter's 45th birthday. Happy birthday, my dear daughter. Love you to pieces. There you go. That year was actually Memorial Day when I had my daughter that day. On that actual day, way, way, way back in the Wayback Machine in 1979. Have a wonderful day. If you happen to be listening, just saying, just saying. And of course, I'll speak to you. All right. But getting back to what we're talking about regarding the stretching of leftovers from, let's say, if you had a little party or a little celebration. Okay. So, all right, there's this product on the market. Okay. And I was never, ever, ever introduced to this item until about 3 years ago. Never heard of it in my life. Never. And the product is called Beanie Weenie. Never saw it around here. Maybe it was, not a local thing, in the northern area of the country. I'm just saying. Who introduced me to it? And of course, there goes the bird clock. Hello, bird clock. Who introduced me to it was Patty from the Life with Patty channel. How you doing today, Patty? She just happened to send me some sort of a little bit of a thoughtful care package. This was during, that time when people were sneezing and coughing a lot a few years back. And if you recall, one of the items in the package, Jan, was called Beanie Weenie. I said, well, this is an interesting concept. What is it? Basically, like pork and beans and sliced frankfurter in it. And I'm thinking to myself, how many times did you manually put it together yourself? Many. So I said, this is a cute idea, but do I have to buy like a separate can of it? All right. It was delicious. Please don't get me wrong. Thank you, Patty, for introducing me to that product. And more importantly, for your thoughtfulness to me, please head on over to her channel. She's a great channel. Been around about as long as myself. She's a grinder and a hard worker and just presents, and more importantly, a really nice person. But I will never forget Beanie Weenie. So I said, I have leftover frankfurters. I have leftover pork and beans. What's to stop me from cutting them up? Okay, those grilled frankfurters, cutting them up, put them in my pork and beans, and heating them up. and having a little bit of a salad left over. I have some, I have some potato salad left over. So what I'm going to do is have a half a cup of that potato salad. Don't want anything going to waste. With a little bit of homemade version of beanie weenie. So there's an example right there, stuff you could, make when you have, party like such as I just little celebration type thing. All right. So I also happen to have, sliced leftover American cheese. Now some nights or afternoons, late mid-afternoon, I don't want to have a humongous meal. Sometimes I want to have something more like a brunchy type of a meal. Does that ever happen to anybody out there? Let me know in the comment section below. So I'll take a couple of English muffins, okay, and I'll split them open. I will toast them, and I will put my American cheese on there, and I will put a slice of tomato on top of that. And I will throw some, made up, done up already, bacon crumbles. You know the kind you get in the jar? But they're real bacon, okay? It's not like a soy thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that for those who like it, but I happen to prefer the real one. So I'll just throw it on there and there you go. And just toast them up in the oven. And to me, that's a whole meal. I have my protein on there. I have my tomato on there. I have a little bit of splash of that bacon on there, and nice little toasted English muffin, something a little different. You don't have to go berserk, and you could do that. Now, Thursday, for example, this is just an example. I have leftover pasta, like leftover elbows, and I could create from that a tuna salad, tuna elbow macaroni salad from that. To me, that's its own meal. So I can make my own pasta salad, integrating the tuna salad on the side, and on the all together, excuse me. But on the side, I will make a dill weed crispy cucumber salad. So easy. Oh my word. Everything could be done in the morning in a case like this. Just like a make ahead, put in one of those nice serving containers. It stays good. It's there ready for the taking, in the later afternoon, early dinner hour. That's the way I like to eat. I don't like to eat meals too late in the day. How about you? Let me know that too in the comment section below. So I also have a couple of hard-boiled eggs. Okay, now those hard-boiled eggs are still in its shell. Okay, so I leave those still boiled, hard-boiled eggs. I have two of them left in the shell, and I have a little steel little bowl which I put them in there. And anytime I want during the week, I could just take it, de-shell it, and just put a little salt and pepper on it and just eat it. But what I'm going to do this time around is I'm going to turn those two into two deviled eggs, okay? Two deviled eggs means four halves with the two eggs. On the side, sometimes they just want pick-on food, so the deviled egg suffices, and a couple of those Ritz type of crackers, the type, like a buttery sort of a cracker. Ritz cracker, a couple of those, and I happen to have some sliced turkey and some sliced Swiss cheese, in those airtight deli containers. So I'll do a couple of turkey and Swiss roll-ups, a couple of the deviled eggs, okay, and the crackers. Zero cooking, Zero, because the hard-boiled eggs have to be used up. They were already cooked, and that'll be a very, very nice, welcoming easy to do. It's sort of like my own personal party there. I love meals that basically they're varied, they're easy to eat, remind me of a picnic, and very low cost. I mean, don't get better than that. But here's the method that I'm really trying to impress. Not only are these meals cheap, delicious, inexpensive to do, you're basically assembling a lot of stuff. A lot of the ingredients are assembled. Also, a lot of stuff was left over from the previous weekend celebration. Why? I don't believe in food. I do not believe in food waste. I think it is so sad when I think of what some people consider leftover garbage, somebody else considers their Thanksgiving Day dinner. I'm not even kidding you. There's such a problem in the world in that area, and it's just wrong. I mean, it's you know what it is to me. In my mind's eye, it's like taking hard-earned money, okay, and picking it up and walking over to the garbage can. Okay, bye-bye money, no value at all whatsoever. It doesn't matter. that it might have costed me X number of videos to make this dinner. You see where I'm going with that? When people work and they create things and they're creative, and even if they're not creative, or if they're working for someone else and they're working, hard for that other person or whatever, or people, self-employed, and they make their own products and they're selling, or they're in a business of which they're serving people, don't take it so lightly. I will never understand that. There are two types of businesses in the world, okay? You're either selling a product or you're selling a service. Either you're selling a product or a service. Now, you can't put your hands, other than tapping it on, you can't put your hands on my video that I create. You tap on the video and it works, but you can't like wear it, let's say like a hat, okay? So in my case, I'm creating a product, a video product, a video content product, some idea that I come up with, a message that I want to execute. Okay. And it does take time, thought, effort, energy. I love it. I love creating messages because when I was a school teacher, let me tell you something, I had to create a lesson plan every single week for 7 subjects a day for almost 38 to 40 children. Yep. 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 So I'm used to creating message type contents. But the thing is this, I'm just dialing it back. Why am I bringing all this up? It sounds like I'm going off a little bit on a tangent, but I'm really not doing that. It goes back to being wasteful. If it took me, I'm just using myself as the example, okay? If it takes me X number of hours to execute one of my messages or products, might sound so simple, 12 minutes for you or whatever, and that's great. That's what I want you to have. That's the desired result. But it might take me a few hours to come up with an idea, plan it out, and execute the idea. This I'm just saying. So if I earn X number of whatever here, listen, I'm not going to throw that I worked hard for and smart for too, and just toss it in the trash. This is how we should think of our valued money and effort. Think about that. So if we could come up with ways, especially in terms of grocery shopping, in meal planning, see where I'm going with this, to just be so wasteful, it's almost like an insult, even not only especially first to the Lord, but it's also an insult to yourself because you worked hard for it. Don't just throw your money around. I know that we don't have the best examples, if you will, saying no further. Wasteful, 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 ridiculousness. But as far as I'm concerned, we just have to really think of our families. And that's really, really important. Am I right or am I right? And I just want to show you that we really should take things a lot seriously, especially when it comes to doing this. And I definitely want to let you know I appreciate you in this little video clip. There you go. Everybody have an amazing, fantastic day. Take good care of yourself and your family.